I'm excited to announce a new sponsor of mine, Main Shore Solutions. If you or someone you know needs to have a dock installed, removed, or if you're looking to improve your waterfront property, give Main Shore Solutions a call at 290-4891 or visit their website, mainshoresolutions.com. My next guest will be back in action on November the 11th at NEF 55 when he takes on Abdul Keita. And of course, it is the Ice Viking, Miles Emery. Miles, how you doing, man?
Good. Thank you for having me on. Like I said, I appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. Well, let's just start with the nickname. I love it. The Ice Viking. How did you get that?
I mean, you're not supposed to give yourself nicknames, but I kind of came up for myself. People always said I kind of look like a Viking, and I just thought, I mean, Ice Viking kind of, because everyone goes by like Viking. Just kind of sets me apart. I like to try and think I have ice in my veins. Sometimes maybe not so much, but other times I like to. That's where it came from, really.
I love it. It makes sense. And with you being at Titan, I've always said, I mean, Ed Davis looks like a Viking with that hair and the
He
beard.
does.
Like,
I told him, I said, we should switch. I said, there'd be a help me out a lot more. And he laughed. He's like, you leave my dreads alone.
yeah, well, I guess it makes sense with your nickname and Ed, just the way that he looks, being a Viking. There's a lot of Vikings at Titan. There's no doubt about it. Tell me,
Exactly.
what has camp been like, man? How has it been as you get ready for this next fight?
Camp has been great. To be honest, for this fight, I'm probably in a better state mentally than I've ever been for either two. It's just different things in my life, and it's a good crew. These guys, they're like a family. They've helped me out, like Ed and Coach and all them, and Brandon. We're calling him the Hulk, by the way, just to let you know, Oldenburg. We're
Okay,
calling him. It's his new nickname, whether he likes it or not.
the Hulk. How did that come about?
Well, he said. So his last fight, his the was it Logan Bond's coach said that it was like he looked like the Hulk. So we've been calling him the Hulk ever since.
Yeah, that was a great fight, man.
Yeah,
I would like to have seen that gone a little bit longer, but obviously with the way that the game is, that
that's
was a violent fight.
it was. That's MMA. Sometimes you get caught, unfortunately, but he looked great. We're proud of him, and that was probably one of the better fights of the night, to be honest.
Yeah, no doubt. And is he going to be on this upcoming card? Who do you have from Titan that's going to be competing on November the 11th?
Yes, it's gonna be me, Ed, and Brandon as well. They announced his fight. It's against George. I can't pronounce his last name, to be
BC
honest.
Macy's?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And I have to imagine, you're a big guy. Brandon's a big guy. He must be like one of your very main
Yeah, he's
training
one of my
partners, right?
100%. We go a lot. He's taught me a lot, to be honest. I've improved my game from working with him a lot. Plus, it's nice to have a bigger guy to go with because he moves a lot more similar to me.
Sure.
Whereas you got these guys like Ed Davis, they're fast at you 12 and a half times before, and then you're like, ugh, get back here.
Yeah, and Ed's one of those guys too, where although he fights at 55, he's still a big guy himself. He's
He
tall, he's
is.
got
And
broad shoulders,
he's so sneaky too. That's what I that's what I don't like going against. You think you got him and then you don't.
and he's making
No.
his pro debut here on this card. Just tell me, when you look at Ed's overall game, his skill set, how far do you think he can go?
I think he can go to the top. I think we'll see him back in the PFL, or we'll see him go wherever he wants to go because he has the work ethic and the skill. And I know wherever he wants to go, that's where we're going to see him at the top. And that's honest. 100%.
He's a
I
great
don't know
guy.
anyone that works harder than that man.
Yeah. I saw, head coach Jeremy Tyler said that about Ed, and it doesn't hurt that he's just a great guy. He's a good guy to be around to have on
He
your
is.
team.
And I like I'll say straight up say this. I think we're the best gym there. The best gym to be at is Titan Athletics. I'm gonna say that hands down. Coach is just a wealth of knowledge. I don't think you could run into anyone that has more MMA knowledge than he does.
Tell me what it's like to have Jeremy Tyler as your head coach.
He's with my work schedule and everything. It's just he's very understanding. Whereas like sometimes I'll have to come in early and work with Ed. He doesn't care as long as I'm in there. They're getting work. He's totally understandable, and he's just like when I'm with him, picking his brain, like anything that I need an answer to, he has it. Like he'll show you, and like he'll show me like 12 times because I need to see things like 12 times sometimes to get it out. But he's just like I said, he's a wealth of knowledge. Really, he really is. You ask him anything, and he's always got an answer.
And you're in the Army National Guard. So what is that like to kind of balance what you do versus your training schedule?
I mean, it's just like I'm just pumped that this is on Veterans Day. I've always wanted to fight on Veterans Day. There's gonna be a lot of my fellow veterans and friends there, and I just want to put on a good show for them. But it's just like I try to put in everything the Army's taught me, values and hard work. And if you do that, you usually come out on top, and that's what I try to bring that into the fight game as well.
And how did you get into combat sports, Miles? Tell me, what led you into MMA?
I mean, growing up, I just watched, I love Chuck, the Iceman Liddell, and Randy Couture, and all them. Just watching, and I always thought to myself, like, I want to do that someday. And then I was like, it's one of those things. I'm going to do that someday. And then I was like, well, you better do it before you get too old, because I don't want to be sitting there when I'm 50 thinking, man, I could have done that, and just having regrets. So I just went and I got into it and I loved it. It's an addiction, to be honest. It really is.
I'll tell you real quick a quick story. I lived out west from 2008 to 2013,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to meet Randy Couture a couple of
You
times.
did? Oh,
Couldn't be
that's
any
awesome.
nicer of a guy. And then one day I was sitting, I was outside of my car in a Home Depot parking lot, and I was just having a conversation with one of my friends. This vehicle pulls up and parks right next to us. This guy gets out, he turns around, it's Chuck Liddell. And he just like he looked right at me. It's like he was looking into my soul, and he looked like he was pissed about something. And so I froze up. I wanted to be like, Iceman, hey, I'm a big fan. And I was too scared because he was just like looking
That's
at me like he wanted to
awesome.
punch me.
That's
So
so
I
cool.
I just kind of looked the other way, like I don't want to upset him for any reason. But it was pretty cool being able to see him. He's
That
a
is
big
that
guy
is pretty
himself.
neat.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
So as far as goals for you go, do you want to turn pro and try to see how far you can go
Yes.
with it?
Yes, I do want to go pro. Probably have a couple more amateur fights, but then I do. I mean, I want to see. I want to. I guess like I've been telling everyone, I want to ride this till the wheels fall off. I really do. I want to see how far I can go. I'd love to get at least a few pro fights in, but I mean, I like to think that I'm good enough to maybe take this somewhere a little bit further, at least.
And how old are you now, Miles?
I'm 32, but
Okay.
I mean, like I said, some days I feel 32, other days, to be honest, I feel like I'm 21. Like that's just how it is. I try to take really good care of myself. That's a thing lately. I've just been like, Ed's been on me about it too. He's like, you gotta, Ed and Brandon too. Brandon's like, we're not young bucks anymore. He's like, we gotta take care of ourselves.
Yeah,
And so
man.
it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I could do this for another 10 years. Who knows? We'll see. But that's what I plan on.
That's awesome, bud. No, so you're 1-1 now as an amateur. Tell
Yeah.
me when you look at your overall evolution as a fighter, how much better are you getting?
You will not recognize the fighter that you saw in my first two fights. In this third fight, you won't even, if what my face wasn't attached to my body, you wouldn't even know it's me. 100%. I'm completely different. You'll see totally a more cool, calm, collected, and technical fighter in there than you've seen in the past. I'm better than I've shown. The mental part of my game was lacking, and I feel like I have corrected that. Like I said, I feel like I'm better off mentally than I have been. So you'll see a different fighter in there for sure.
Can't wait to see that, man. So your debut fight, that was at NEF 51, round one TKO victory over Cody Dular. I want to ask you what you learned from the loss, though. NEF 53, that was a loss to Adolfo Badola. What did you learn
Mhm.
from that one?
I need to go out. I need to be calm and relaxed, and I need to learn to listen to my coach because he told me to do all these other things, and I did the exact opposite. I get excited, I caught him, and I just ran in there like a lunatic. Didn't do anything I should have. I should have, keep your hands up, all that. Nope, just ran in there like I was in the middle of a bar fight. Like, and I've watched that so many times, and I can begin to tell you how upset I am at myself over that. But like you say, you win or you learn. That's for sure.
When you're in there, Miles, how easy is it for you to actually hear your coaches? Because your adrenaline's pumping, the fans are yelling. Like, can you really hear them clearly?
Yeah, you can, but you got to make it like an effort. You really do, and I just need to learn to just calm because I'll just go in there and I'll just go wild. To be honest, that's just how I am.
What are the nerves like for you? Because I mean, again, this will be your third amateur fight. Before you make that walk. Well, like, how are you feeling?
To be honest, it's like it's been like I walk in there super nervous. Then it's like it's as soon as the cage door shuts, it's not. I don't know if it's because the adrenaline, the nervousness just goes away, and I'm just ready. I really am.
So have you just kind of noticed you're getting a little bit, calmer and calmer, and it's just easier
Oh,
each fight?
100%. After the second fight was so much better. The first fight, man, you should have seen me just balling nerves. But then the second fight was a bit better, and then this time will be. I know for sure will be a lot better.
All right, let's talk about this one. All right, November the 11th, NEF 55. We're in Bangor. Does that add more pressure? I mean, you're going to have a lot of people there to support you. Do you think you'll feel that?
Not pressure. I mean, it motivation. I like to look at it. I don't see it as is it pressing down on me. I feel as it like it's uplifting me and pushing me to do better. That's the way I'm looking at it. To be honest,
How
I
many
don't.
people do you think you're going to have in attendance to support you come fight night?
Well, I got 60 tickets and I've almost sold them all, but I know a lot of other people that bought tickets online that will be there. I don't know. I'll say at least like 80 for sure, maybe more.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot,
But
man. You got a big support system. That must
and
feel
then
pretty good.
like I say, it could be more too because there's people that have pretty much anyone that goes to Titan that's there is going to be anytime they see Titan they're going to go wild. We have a great. That's a one thing I remember. We have there were so many people there from Titan just wandering around saying, "Hey, have a good fight." All that from the first time. It's just we got a great support group there.
Yeah, there's no
But
doubt about that. And the classes, from what I heard from Eddie too, like they just keep getting bigger and bigger. I guess ultimately Jeremy might have to find a new spot.
oh, 100%. I was in there the other night and I was just saying that. I was like, man, we need some more room around here, just running into people in the corner and everything like that. And they said, this is a good problem to have. I love it.
So this segues into my next question because Thunder Pig Boxing also trains right out of there as well. And Abdul Keita, your upcoming opponent, I know that he's been training at Thunder Pig for quite some time now. So I'm sure you know plenty about him. What do you know about him as a fighter?
So I actually boxed him probably about 3 years ago now. And not to be disrespectful, but I don't think he's improved at all since we've fought then. Because, we saw his last fight and he's just the same. He just comes forward and throws big bombs. He throws big bombs. I'll give him that. But there's nothing technical about it. You know what's coming. And I have improved so much since that fight. So I really hope. I mean, if he expects the same person to come out that he saw last time, then he's going to be severely disappointed, and it's going to be a very short fight.
So you say you boxed them. Was this an actual sanctioned fight or was this sparring?
Yeah, it was no, it was the Golden Gloves. I think in 2020, I do believe.
What was the result?
He ended up winning, but to be honest, if you watch that, I gassed out. I went after him the whole time, and all he did was back away and run away. And I expect him to probably do the same thing in this fight.
Okay. And so with your evolution as a fighter, Miles, sounds like you feel like, maybe you're going to get him out of there. What's your ultimate prediction here? How does this fight end?
My prediction is a win. I'm not going to make like a round prediction, but I'm just going to say I'm going to put the pace on him, and I hope his cardio is good because if not, it will be a short fight. It really will. Because my cardio is one of my better assets now. I've tried to work on that, and it's probably the best it's been out of all my fights, 100% in this camp.
I'm sure you watched his debut fight with Charles Sullivan. Did you pick a lot of holes out of his game there in that fight?
Um, like I said, I don't think he's evolved any since years ago since I fought him. He doesn't look like it, to be honest. And the one thing, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but he wanted to wait till November, because I was ready to fight in September as far as a weight cut. So it's just going to be really embarrassing if he doesn't make weight. And I really hope that he's taking it seriously and tries to make weight. I'll still fight him regardless, but it'd be kind of embarrassing, I think, if he still shows up and can't make weight.
So heavyweight limit is 265. I talked to you just the other day. You're at 260 right now. What will you become fight night?
I'll be right around what I need to be, like right around 264, 265, whatever it takes.
And do you believe? I mean, I don't know what he walks around at, but do you think he's going to have a tough time making that heavyweight limit?
I honestly do believe. Like I really do. But I don't know. Maybe he'll surprise me. I hope so.
Okay. But you're saying either way, even if he
Oh,
doesn't make weight,
either way, I'll just throw some boots on and weigh in at 267, and we'll fight at super heavyweight. It doesn't matter.
okay. I love the mindset. So regardless, this fight's going down, man. Do
Oh,
you feel
100%.
like this could be maybe like a fight of the night, or do you think you're just going to be too skilled for him and you're just going to kind of dominate the fight?
It could be fight of the night, but also I'm gonna go in there and be smart, and I'm gonna do what it takes to win. I mean, what good does it do with me if I just run in there like wild and try to gun him down the first 30 seconds and get caught with a wild one? But I'm telling it's there's nothing he does that's gonna surprise me. That's my point. So I'm gonna win. I'm not gonna make a prediction win, but it doesn't matter what it takes. I don't care what I have to do. I will get the win.
I love it, man. Can't wait to see you back in there again, November the 11th, NEF 55. The Ice Viking, Miles Emery meets Abdul Keita in a heavyweight bout. Miles, I appreciate you doing this with me, jumping on the show for the first time. Before we do sign off, I want to give you the floor. I'm sure you have some people to thank. If you have any sponsors to thank, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just wanna thank, like the Titan Athletics have had some rough times in my life recently, and they've been like they're a family. They've been there for me. And like you said, Ed and Coach and Gerard Whitney and Jordan Denley's been doing a lot of work with me, and Devin Corson beating the crap out of me, as long as Brandon Oldenburg. It's just you go in there sometimes and you feel like you're more the nail than the hammer, but then you're 1% better every day. It's always good to not be the best there, because you're still improving every day.